Hello and welcome, welcome and hello and welcome. Happy Monday. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more, guys. It's me, little Danny Cornbread DiCarlo. They call me Cornbread because I am moist, doughy, and I crumble under pressure. They call me the Tugboat because I'm short in stature. I pull more than my own weight, and I'm rarely far from my home port. They call me Stubby Cohiba because of an unfortunate manscaping accident I had many years ago in South Florida with my vintage Vitamix blender. They call me Stock Karen. They call me Hurricane Lopez. They call me many things. Noster Dumbass, to name a few. But anyway, guys, welcome and hello. Thanks for joining me. It is Un Poco Mas. I want to get right to the dirty deal here because we're talking CRSP. Sorry, this thing kind of cuts my head off, but you don't need to see my ugly mug anyway. This is just insane, guys. I don't know how else to put it. They borrowed net borrowing was $2 million on Friday. Net borrowing is another $2.6 million today. Cost to borrow average today is running 51%, and cost to borrow max is running 84%. This is like bankrupt penny stock type of numbers, like UBX, which I think went bankrupt today. But CRSP is a company with almost $2 billion in cash, very little debt. They have a ton of runway. They just had good data come out on their in vivo program for their cardiovascular, showed up to 80% reduction in bad, LDL, triglycerides. This could be a wonder drug. This could be worth, hundreds of billions of dollars. They have a partnership with Vertex. They won the race in ex vivo, and it looks like they're doing a damn good job of winning the race in vivo in terms of these gene editing stocks. And the institutional ownership is completely off the charts. There are no shares available. There's very little liquidity in the stock. On a very busy day, today, it trades 5 million shares. Friday was a fluke. That 15 million share they say was added to an index. I didn't see it go up. You didn't see the evidence of actual buying pressure. It just looked like another circle jerk Mexican standoff, sell the shares to ourselves, play a spirited game of pocket pool, and call it a day. But guys, believe me, I watch these numbers every single day religiously, and I have something of a photographic memory, not completely, but I remember a lot of numbers. I remember things. This cost to borrow average was running 0.3, 0.34, 0.51. Now it's running 51%. And not counting the 3 million shares they borrowed today, they're already borrowing 31.54 million shares. That's like a third of all the shares that exist. And it's way more than a third of the free float. So I don't know how you can make any sense of this. And this data is not a fluke. I mean, the data here is the same. Like short squeeze score now approaching 80. Days to cover 9. And if you start to look through this thing, availability is down as far as 0. Cost to borrow, start 25, max 38, min 25. So minimum cost to borrow they showed on today was 25, and max was 38. So that's just extraordinary on a stock like this. And you see it going back, guys, just as recently as June 17th, it was 1%. June 18th, 1%. June 19th, 1%. June 20th, 0.95%. June 23rd, still under 2%. The 24th, 2.5%. The 25th, minimum is under 3%. Maximum is 5%. 26th, 2.75 min, max 7.75. Yesterday, or Friday, excuse me, max is 25. Today, max is 38. Ortex has max today at 83%. This is madness. And the reason I say I smell a rat until up a bit after hours, I can't make sense of this. What is their off ramp? What is their strategy? What is the exit? Are they just hoping a patient dies? Are they waiting around with like a voodoo doll and a Ouija board, just stabbing in? Why don't you die? Keskevi patient. And think about, think about the absurdity of this valuation. I mean, Vertex gave just the Caskevi program a $9 billion valuation in the last round, where they bought 10% for $900 million. Now, some might argue they overpaid, but I think they know what they're doing. Now, these cardiovascular and autoimmune, these would be worth magnitudes more. I would think hundreds of times more. It's just crazy, guys. Clap my dog. I don't know, but I'm telling you, even Fintel has it at 38%, and they kind of cut off the extremes. So you're talking about real borrow rates in the 30s, and you're talking about them borrowing probably now 35 million shares. I mean, where does this end? And look at where we are. I mean, this could be a breakout. Now, it could fail again, but why don't I think it's going to fail? Look at these last pumps and dumps. You just see a little bit of green, a little bit here. You see a little bit more volume. What do you see coming off the lows? You just see this steady increase in volume since last October. This steady volume all the way through April at these lows. Lots and lots of accumulation. Lots of Christmas in here. Red interspersed with green. This is price fixing. You see this on the down bubble, but they're accumulating there. Trust me, it's in the data. They're fixing the bid and the ask. They're dropping these 20 and 25 cent hammer candles constantly. It's fixed on specific times where there's not a lot on the order book. That's where they can drop the bid, 25 cents in one candle on only volume of like 6,000 or 8,000. It's price fixing. It's bid rigging. This whole thing is just a crude, amateurish, ham-handed setup, and they don't know what to do. And I wouldn't know what to do either. Let me point something else out that is just might be of interest. Maybe not. But if you go back and you start to look at when they were shorting, let me just give you take a look at fails to deliver, because this data is delayed like at least a month. So it doesn't come back. But look at the fails to deliver. Like May 25th, they failed. And if you guys don't know, fails to deliver is when you're naked short, and you're supposed to return shares that you're borrowing, and you can't return those shares. I mean, that's not a great explanation, but that's basically what it is. You basically fail to live up to your end of the short Wang bargain, the short Wang Pythagorean theorem. 2 squared plus 2 squared minus 3 squared equals 2 inches. So tired, guys. Don't sub and like, Lisa. Don't lead these poor newbies into the trap. The Danny Deals trap. You'll find yourself spending your time listening to my bad jokes, neglecting everything that's important, letting yourself go. Oh, they call me mini water because I drink mini water. I guess my mods, I forgot to text Not a Lurker. I'm sorry, Not a Lurker. Not a Lurker is the best mod in the business, having my Not a Lurker hat, but I forgot to text him, so I'll turn on these comments so you can see them, use guys. But let me go back to my point here, guys. Just look at this, for instance. Failure to deliver, fail to deliver. On May 9, May 19th, price was $38. They failed to deliver almost 200,000 shares. Think about how much they're naked shorting. Think about how much this spring is coiled. Think about how these guys are engaged in the futile exercise of trying to drown a fat guy. Attack us on land. We have bad knees. We have bad backs. We're total Karens. We probably need a restroom. We probably need some water. Where'd I park the car, honey? Let's get this fat guy now. He's helpless on land. He was swimming earlier. You ever try to drown a fat guy? Once or twice. Never again. Never again. The hell am I talking about? Here's what I mean, Pipcat. Cover your testicles and expect a short report. That's the only thing I can make sense of here. Look at all this failed to deliver. Okay, right at the beginning of May, and then a huge one again on May 19. And look where the stock was at that time. right at the beginning of May here, guys, this was when there was this huge drop. So they shorted big here, no surprise, right before this big drop from 30 to 38 to 32. But huge naked shorting here. They're not cut. You're supposed to cover here. That's what's just blowing my mind. That they don't seem to understand the bait, and people are going to be like, "Oh, but you don't understand. There's derivative trades going on behind the scenes where they need the price, to stay." And there's hogwash. I do understand how things work, probably more than some of you, less than others, but I understand the basics. And these guys are getting absolutely crushed multiple ways. The stock was here at 30 in April. The stock was here at 33 in May. The stock was back down here at 35 in June. The stock was back down here at 39 middle of June. And now the stock's knocking on the back door of 50. So they're not only losing a massive amount of money on their short position, now they're paying 35, 40, 50% to borrow the shares. So they're losing massive, massive losses two ways. Nothing they could be doing behind the scenes, little, pulling on the strings, puppet master, derivative trades, counterparty. There are no counterparties. They're not doing a money raise. They don't need a money raise. What in the Sam hell are these guys do? That's why I say cover your balls, rat, double bluff, double cross, is because the only thing that makes sense to me is if they know about a negative that's coming. What could they know about? A short report. That's why I expect this rat double cross. I know Hindenburg supposedly went out of business, but where did their employees go? Probably those 10 little rat babies started and, went all in and infested 10 new companies. So probably instead of like one Hindenburg, there's like 5 Hindenburgs now. They're former employees or something. And probably the other guy's running it and funding it all in his retirement. These guys. God, I hate the system. I love mini water, though. Mini water kind of holds the system all together. Because you don't need to go running for the restroom, but you can quench that thirst. Just a bit parched? Oh, we got the cure, friends. A nice room temperature mini water. Nothing too exciting. Nothing that's going to quicken the pulse. Just quench the thirst partially. Partially. Mini waters when you're not quite sure if you're thirsty. Oh, that's good mini water. Anyway, guys, John K., that's what I'm talking about. Those aren't real shares. It's sleight of hand. It's fake transactions. It's naked shorting. It's a Mexican standoff. It's a sausage fest. It's a circle jerk. It's a sword fight. I don't mean to, maybe my mind is just super gay and penis focused. What can I tell you? Say I'm not gay, but I'm extremely gay friendly. I like to party. No idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, David, I have nothing but time. I don't have time to make this video. Let's crack open another mini water and talk about it. Guys, what do you think I should call my new morning show that I'm going to be doing every morning? Its options are Poco Latte, Morning Poco. There's a few others. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I'm going to be doing a show. I'm going to be coming at you with a lot of ideas, a lot of theories, a lot of crazy crackpot. But seriously, how does the cost to borrow go from less than 1 to 50 in 5 days? The answer is this is insane. This is absolutely insane shorting and borrowing activity that doesn't make any sense in the absence of some type of inside information that you and I simply are not privy to because we're on the outside looking in. We're losers. We're bottom feeders. On the totem pole, we're that like little bird on the very bottom. Don't pay that much attention to. Don't put that many. We're not like the hawk or the eagle up there. Let's make this fat one the muskrat. You ever get demeaning roles in this as a young child in the school plays because you're fat? get like playing adults. Like, I don't look like a 30-year-old. I look like a fat 5-year-old. No, let's make him the town crier. What's up, Nicholas? Oh, yes. He is quite a guy. What's up, Money? Why would market makers react to a short report with Money, you got me. But otherwise, what are they doing here? They're shorting off the lows and not covering when they push down. They just short more every single day. Short volume ratios in the 70s. And I guarantee they're shorting the hell out of the stock again today. So where do you go from here? All I can do is say this has to go way, way up in the absence of some horrible negative that I don't see coming. All the data looks good. The finances look good. Management's excellent. Why are they borrowing 35 million shares? Why are they shorting 25% of the free float on a company that's leading the pack in an industry that's changing the world, changing medicine? I mean, if they get there first with one of these cardio ones, they get approval, it's game over. You have a gigantic company at that point. Everybody's going to want that shot or whatever it is, IV. Take care of their cholesterol, their triglycerides, take care of all their cardio health problems with that in vivo treatment. How much do you think it's going to cost? It's going to be insane, but it's going to be an incredible value nonetheless. I mean, guys, if you're just joining me, today, the cost to borrow average on Ortex was 51%. And you see that reflect, this is the same thing that Fintel is showing. They're basically showing the official data. You see, even yesterday, this was 7.75, goes up 25. There's 0 available, 25%, 150 is made available, but it's at up to 38.65%. So this data is not incorrect. You see all this FTD, failure to deliver. You see all the naked shorting. You see the coiled spring. You see them trying to drown a fat guy. Probably easier to drown a thin person with a life jacket on than it is to drown someone in my buoyancy. I'm not hitting you with too much muscle mass. Watch out. He's a bit of a pear shape. He's fragile. And he just ate 45 minutes ago. Yeah, I guessed he just ate. Hey, what does that mean? Hey. Dude, Low Country, this is going to explode like me after a chili cook-off. This thing is going to, and people like, is this a short squeeze? Guys, you'll know when the short squeeze comes because they have to cover 15 million shares, say, on a stock with absolutely no shares available, almost nothing owned by retail, cost to borrow now 50+%, and they might have to cover 15 million shares. But like, this stock can go to triple digits very, very, very quickly. And believe me, I've run some scenarios, and I have people much smarter than me that work with me to figure this stuff out, and none of us can make sense of this. None of us. And I watch shorts. I watch options. I know they're making money, probably killing options, but a lot of the longs are buying calls also. I don't know. I know they can create a negative money, but here's the thing. They're going to push the stock down, say 10% or whatever, and they're not going to cover. They're just going to keep shorting until they're, borrowing 50% of the shares. I mean, to me, sometimes these algos are broken. I was like, why are they still shorting SoFi at 5? How does that make any sense? Why are they shorting it so much at 680? It's like this thing's about to break out. It's about to split hell wide open. I don't get it. But there's so much I don't understand, guys, because I'm a simpleton dum-dum. I mean, I know there's all kinds of levels to this game that only market makers know, and then only certain market makers know. But I'm telling you guys, I saw something very interesting on, it was just a clip from Joe Rogan, and he was interviewing Bernie Sanders, and it was a good discussion. They're both like, they have different opinions, but they're both pretty like open, honest. Like, so it was a good interview. And Bernie Sanders was, excuse me, mini water. What's up, Matt? Yeah, me too. What's up, Deuce Kabuski? I've never seen it in my life, Deuce. I'm telling you, this stock could shoot up over 100 in one day. And I know that sounds insane, but all it would require is for the market makers and the pharmaceutical companies that own 90% of the shares to just turn off all borrowing. So the only borrowing available was from returners and Robinhood and stuff. You'd see the cost to borrow would go up to like 1,000 because they're borrowing 30 million shares and retail only owns a few million shares. And a lot of that's not even lendable. Most lending comes from institutional huge blocks of shares. They turn that off. They send this to fucking moon. Moon, I'm telling you. Oh, I hate you guys. I hate everybody. So fucking pissed. Oh. Just aging poorly, guys. Just angry. Angry old fat fuck. Anyway, what's going on with you guys? Great to see you. Everybody, it's Rags, Stacks, and Beds on Wax. Your old buddy. No, guys, we are playing the best of the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. No, I hate today's music. I don't play anything really after the 80s. I hate everything. I hate everybody. That Money, he's pretty handsome for a bald man. I don't mind admitting that. Not usually into bald guys. Not usually into any guys, for that matter, but it kind of reminds me of Sal the stockbroker. Not really. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just a complete fucking idiot. Saif Ome. Maybe the scientist juiced someone. Oh, guys. Carl Seamark, the great Carl Seamark, Mattress King of Chicago. Who else was here? The great David Marcelli. Or no, that's wrong. Massarelli. David Massarelli. Why are Italian surnames so hard for me to pronounce? There's so many like vowels in there. It's just, I don't know. Should be easy. Macaroni. I'm sorry. I know it's like racist or whatever. I'm not trying to be racist. I got to call you old Davy Macaroni. I'm sorry, David. I apologize. The old day back when he in his linebacker days, they called him the macerator because he would just throw everybody into a garbage disposal. He'd hit them low. He was known for putting that shoulder pad right into the groin. I tell you, they called him the macerator. Now they call him Davy Macaroni. I'm sorry, guys. I'm super tired. I don't get enough sleep. I'm not very smart or funny on my best day. You never seen a stand-up comedian get violently assaulted and beat up by his entire audience, which was like 4 people in a bowling alley. You ever beat a fat comedian with a bowling pin? A point you put him into the hospital? Not a laughing matter. I can tell you from personal experience. Anyway, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, guys, Robinhood is like, that valuation to me is getting out of control. I'm going to do a video why I think SoFi is still a much better long-term play than Robinhood. The order you do things matters. You see SoFi is now adding back in all the crypto. They can add back in all the options. I mean, I know they never had, but there's a certain order you do things. And Robinhood is never going to be known as a company I don't think you trust for your mortgage loan or you. I think SoFi is building a company for the long term, and they know what they had to start with. Anthony Noto's an engineer. He knows about order of operations, guys. He's a math guy. He's a numbers guy. Order of operations is important. You have to know what you do first, and you have to know what can wait and what can't. And sometimes the things that are sexy and exciting can wait. And it's Anthony Noto's job to say no to the children. No to the Canadian fintech mafia. No, sir. No option suite for you. We're going to build this lending form. What do you call it? Sorry, guys. My phone was buzzing. Distracted me. Anyway, so that's pretty much all I had on CRISPR. CRISPR will solve baldness, and money will be returned to his former glory. Studio 54. It's out there in a silk shirt, breaking hearts. Oh, we remember those days, money. A lot of Peruvian wham wham. It's a great Billy Jack. No options for you. No soup for you either, Billy Jack. Guessing you're more of a fried chicken kind of guy anyway, my friend. As am I. As am I. Guys, how many chicken strips would you bet under or over I eat in a given year? 1,000? 1,200? Probably more like 2,000 chicken strips. Probably averaging something around 5 to 6 strips a day. And I hate to tell you, but Chick-fil-A now has like I think it's a 10-pack of strips or a 20-pack of strips. Comes in a big square box. I tell you. I've never got one. Ate it in the car secretly. Asking for a friend. Penis plasty. Yeah, I've been saving up for a penis installment, Carl. Can't find a doctor who can handle the work. Anyway, guys, I hate you all. No, Billy Jack's a Popeyes guy. Yeah, you got to love the guys out here. They got Church's chicken. If you're ever in like a bad neighborhood in California, I remember they have them in like Oakland. I remember when I used to go to the Coliseum a lot. They used to have one over here in, I think it was either Carson or Gardena, but I think they don't have one anymore. So I'm not in the immediate vicinity anymore anyway. But if you guys know where, I'm sure I could look it up online. But if you guys know where a Church's Chicken is in the greater, northern Orange County, southern Seal, Long Beach area, basically anywhere from, say, LAX to Oceanside. We're in there. If you know of a Church's Chicken, call me. Oh, you do have Church's Chicken? I thought they were just local out here to the West Coast. Yeah, Rolling Dubs. I love Oakland, man. There's nothing wrong with Vegas. I still love the Raiders, but to me, they're just not the Raiders. This is Oakland. The Raiders were Oakland. Oakland was the Raiders. Like, it's the heart and soul. I know Oakland, hope things are getting better over there. I know it's been pretty rough in Oakland. They have it in Charleston also. Okay, I guess Church's Chicken is everywhere. I'm sorry. I thought it was here, like starting in San Francisco Bay Area, and then it was just throughout kind of West Coast. But obviously, like most of the time, I have my head completely up my ass. So what do you know about that? What's up, Oleg? Thanks for the like, my friend. I appreciate that. Go Raiders. Indeed, Rolling Dubs. It's our year. It's our year. Super Bowl. Okay, guys. So as I stand corrected, Fat Man stands corrected. I sit corrected. Church's Chicken is everywhere. I didn't know that. Maybe I'm thinking of, what's the other one? Popeyes? Is Popeyes everywhere? I don't know. Okay. So, there's also here in Arkansas, like chicken. Yeah, Pollos Hermanos. I love Pollos Hermanos. You're able to eat all the fried chicken you want and still stay thin because they're trafficking so much methamphetamines. Gus Fring was my manager. No! Ringing that bell. Sold some Palantir, have my own little chicken farm. That sounds great. Dan Sessig, Senor Sisig. Was tempted to sell at 51.50, but seeing I'm still holding. Yeah, I can't blame you if you take profits. You don't have to make a binary choice. You could sell some of your position, take some profits, and let some ride. Use a gambler's parlance. I don't know where I learned anything like that. Not a gambler myself. Anyway, guys, I got to go. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Let's get one little check of after hours. It's sitting up just a little bit, guys, but it should have knocked down 50 a long time ago. Like, I'm not really getting it. The short ratio will be out at 3:30 my time, 6:30 Eastern. So I'll come back and take a look. But anyway, guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. It's Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. Watch out for Poco Latte. Clear your entire schedule. Clear your whole morning. We're going to do 5 hours commercial free. Just free form stream of consciousness. Danny Deals 5 hours straight. Get your straight jacket ready.